Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite, a discussion and review podcast focused on the Star Wars canon. I'm your host, Tim VanAutreve. Joining me as always, Josh the Tosh, internet famous Mason.
Hello. Our focus changes every episode.
Yeah, a little bit. We're constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Also joining us, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
She doesn't have a last name.
Well, everybody knows she's my wife. My wife.
Yep.
This is episode number 157 of Star Wars Nerds Unite. It's been a few days since our last podcast.
Significantly less than the previous.
Gap. Today we have a lot to talk about. The topic of the podcast was originally going to be completely about episode 4 of Star Wars Resistance. But we are going to be talking about D23 also. So diving into some of the cool announcements that came out from there. You want to do that first? That's what people want, right?
It doesn't matter to me.
The people want it.
How recently did you watch the TV show?
Like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Yeah, like Monday night maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Actually, that's the opposite of what we normally do. We'll just do the regular episode.
Right.
If you want to cut ahead, just skip forward like 15 minutes because that'll be when Jennifer's synopsis is over, and then our analysis is like 30 seconds, and then we score it, and then we'll talk about D23. Jennifer, go.
Okay, this is the first time I've watched Star Wars Resistance in several months, and I liked it a lot better.
Why do you think?
I think it was because...
And how does this have to do with the synopsis?
It doesn't.
Wasn't the first episode...
This is the analysis.
Like
We're doing this in the complete wrong order. The whole podcast is backward.
I think the first or second episodes weren't they like extra long or something?
No. There was like 3 episodes that were jammed into one like
Super
there
long.
were 2 episodes that were jammed into one, and then there was episode 3 technically, but it were really 2.
Yeah. So I don't know what it was about those first few episodes, but I did not like them at all, and I had to seriously rewatch them like 3 or 4 times to even like get through it and remember what was going on. It was so hard to watch, but this just felt completely different. It was like lighter. It was funny.
But what was it about?
So Kaz is working for Jaeger. I'll explain what it's about if you want. You want to know what it's about?
Real quick. We just want to talk about what the actual series is, right? Don't we want to do that?
We've talked about what the series is.
I know we have, but it's like a 1-sentence thing.
It's a series.
It's a cartoon
up to this
about
point.
Star Wars.
It's about a young, fledgling, New Republic pilot that's getting his feet wet with the Resistance.
As a spy.
Right.
On a...
working for Poe.
Yeah, on a refueling / racing post.
Poe was only in like the very beginning. He just left him here.
He comes back.
Incognito.
Poe's a character.
Okay. So...
just letting Kaz breathe. Letting his character grow, not be under the shadow of Poe all the time.
Kaz has been working for Jaeger. He's supposed to be repairing... I don't even know. What do they do? They're like a repair shop or something.
You haven't figured out what it is
they
that they
live
do?
on like it's like a flight station, like a air station
it's
or something.
It's a refueling station.
And so they're a repair shop basically. There's like a crew of them, and he's supposed to be like earning his keep, but he knows nothing about what he's doing at all, and he's always wanting to just screw around and watch the races. Like he doesn't like doing the work because he's not good at it.
80% of the time, he wants to be doing his spy job because that's the whole reason he's
there.
There
hasn't really been anything for him to do yet. Like he's not getting any. Nobody's talking to him. He's just kind of like there.
Right.
So, the episode it just starts out with like everybody's always kind of on him because he's so bad at being a mechanic, and the only one that knows that he's not really a mechanic is Jaeger, as far as I know, and BB-8. So they're always on him, and he's always trying to watch the races and whatever. And he ends up like just kind of sneaking off for a break, and he meets this young flight crew at this bar and befriends them, and they're all nice to him, and including him, and just talking about how fun it is racing. And they show him their I don't even know what they're called, pod racers or something.
It's not a pod racer.
But
It's,
it looks
It's a swoop
like
bike.
yeah.
Okay, so they're like actually trying to get on. I don't know. It's a long story. They're
manipulating
They're
him. They're
manipulating
buttering him up.
because they know that he works for Jaeger, and they're trying to get into Jaeger's like room so they can steal this Corellian
Hyperfuel.
Hyperfuel. It's the same stuff that
Was in
Solo.
Solo. Yeah.
So they manipulate Kaz into thinking that they're all buddy-buddy, and then they make up some reason why they need to go into Jaeger's like office or whatever it is. So he gets him in there, and they trick him, and they steal this fuel, and he doesn't even realize they've done it. And he finds out, he's like, throughout the episode, he's starting to find out more about Jaeger's past, because this flight crew tells him that Jaeger has like his own ship, and he's like, yeah, it's a piece of junk. And they're like, no, he was a pilot. He was like the best pilot around. He has this amazing ship. And so when they're in Jaeger's office area, Kaz sees these pictures from when he was younger, and he finds out that Jaeger was in the New Republic, right? Was that?
He was a pilot at the Battle of Jakku.
Yeah, he was at the
Right.
Battle of Jakku.
and he had a wife and kids.
Yeah, and there was like a family photo with him and like a
And
really
they-
young child and his wife.
One of the pictures was at the Batu, the planet that's at Galaxy's Edge.
I didn't
Sweet
realize
tie-in.
Good drop.
You can go get a picture with your family where Jaeger got a picture with his family.
Can you really?
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Jenny, why haven't we gone yet?
It opened today.
For real?
Today was the first day to the public. Guess how long the wait for the ride, the only ride was?
I
6
heard
hours.
it. Yeah, it was like,
It was like 5 hours. Yeah.
oh, really? Is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
The one where you get to pretend you're on the Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon.
that's the only ride right now. The other ride's not done yet.
It's crazy.
That's all I need. I saw some pretty good pictures of like the sort of bizarre area
Right.
right in the middle. It looked super awesome.
Yeah, it looks cool.
So Kaz finds out that they're planning, that they had stolen this fuel, and that it's very, very unstable, and it basically can turn into a bomb if you don't know what you're doing with it. And these like young kids have no idea what they're doing. They're just trying to win a race. So he gets back to them and stops them from dying, but then it destroys their ship in the process. So they're all mad at him, but Jaeger kind of hears the whole thing and realizes that Kaz put himself in danger to try to save these guys. So he kind of has more respect for him, I guess. And so that happened, and you find out more about Jaeger's past, and you see Kaz just getting all excited about the races, and just some funny moments with like the engine that he's working on falls off the edge of the space station because he's like just
It's not a
too
space station. It's a platform.
whatever it is.
They're on a planet. They're not in space.
They're
floating above the
they're
ocean,
like
like Cloud
up
City
high in
style.
the air, whatever, air station.
It's
And-
a platform.
It's a really high platform in the sky. It's a sky platform, and
You
the
can just call it the platform like
engine
they do on the
falls
show.
off.
Oh, jeez.
It happens like multiple times. This engine he's supposed to be fixing just falls off into the water.
You remember the platform's name?
Of course I don't. If
called
I
the
didn't even know it was
Colossus.
called a platform.
It's called the Colossus.
So that's it.
Yeah.
It was a much more enjoyable
That's it.
episode.
The kid's name, his foil,
Rutland.
Rucklin, Jace Rucklin. That was
Jace
his name.
Rucklin.
So I totally agree with you on the feel of this episode being really, it just felt different and felt more enjoyable. I liked the characters, like all of them, way better.
I told you they pick up.
Right. So I looked at the writers. It's in the 3 episodes that have existed, there's been 3 different writers. So this is a different writer altogether. It's Eugene's son is the one that wrote it. And I think that's why it's different, because it's literally a different person.
So does he write the next one? Or a lot of them?
I don't know. I didn't look that far ahead. Elijah Wood is a guest star.
He's Jace.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't pick his voice out immediately.
No, I did not.
His voice stands out to me forever.
I wonder why.
What's that show where he's got like a evil sidekick?
Willard.
Willard.
Yeah, Willard. It's
An
not a
evil
show for children.
sidekick. You
It's
mean
not.
he's the talking?
The talking
Dog?
dog.
Yeah, his imaginary dog or whatever.
It's a real dog. He's just not really.
Not really
The
a talking large humanoid shaped
He's
dog.
not a human in a dog costume.
Yeah.
It's a dark comedy.
It's not for children.
Yeah. So they did a lot of races. Like they do races on this platform on the
Constantly.
Colossus.
You'll
Constantly
find out
around.
why in the next episode.
Nice. I really enjoyed this episode. It was fun. I laughed out loud, like legitimately laughed, I think 3 times.
From the goofy parts?
Yeah. But like they were goofy in a way that I didn't roll my eyes.
Sure.
I enjoyed it. I really did.
The next 3 episodes are some strong episodes too.
I really liked I think they did a really good job with the animation too when Bucket, the droid, their little weird R2 droid with the rebellion helmet on.
Yeah.
When he was chasing Kaz around inside Yeager's office, like it was kind of tense. Like they had some tension building in it, and I mean, there's no real stakes, right? But it was still, I thought, really well done. And
Because
Bucket,
Kaz is hiding.
yeah,
Right.
Kaz is trying to sneak in
he's
to get the
sneaking
hyperfuel, and Bucket kind of senses him.
Right.
And Bucket had some like Wall-E style animation moves that I just thought were really good, very expressive, and
Yep.
he doesn't talk, but you could really tell what he was doing and thinking, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I found out also this series is only 2 seasons.
Yeah, the second season.
Starts in October.
Yeah, and that's it.
October 2019.
Don't look at the trailer. Big time spoilers. for
How many
season 1.
episodes are there in season 1?
21 or 22?
There's a lot. This is Star Wars Rebels all over again.
It is.
We should probably watch more than one at a time.
I'm fine watching all of them. We could podcast about the whole series in one episode. I don't care.
There's a lot of ground to cover.
Well, you know what? I'm not against revisiting our format based on our lengthy periods of downtime, as in downtime from posting episodes, not downtime from free time. What else did you guys notice about the episode? What cool stuff? I really liked when the engine kept falling off the side.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't,
gag.
the last one wasn't an engine. It was like the tool box or whatever.
Right.
I did think it was weird that, what's the guy's name? Yeager? I thought it was weird that Yeager sort of forgave Kaz so quickly for stealing the rocket fuel.
Well, he figured out he knew Kaz didn't know about it.
Right. He knew he got manipulated.
He overheard Kaz talking to the guys, like saying, "You stole that rocket fuel," and he knew that it wasn't Kaz that did it.
Yeah, but Kaz was definitely involved in it.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I wouldn't forgive Kaz as quickly as Yeager did. Yeager's a nicer person than me.
Yeah. He's also the main character of the show, so they kind of have to forgive him.
Do they?
Yeah.
They don't have to.
Yeah.
Nobody forgives Walt.
Somebody has to be
Breaking
his
Bad.
mentor.
Yeah, true enough. I thought that was supposed to be Poe.
No. It's clearly Yeager.
There was a tense scene with Captain Doza.
I forgot how much they set up the Doza character.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who sits up in the tower and like he runs the Colossus.
And he's like a big mystery.
Yeah.
He's a scary presence.
See that part
And you
of it.
remember the racer that was like a teenage girl that had like bright colors? That's his daughter. Tora Doza's her name.
Yeah, I remember that name. I remember her. I don't remember seeing him at all.
You haven't seen him. He sits up in his tower with his droids and his cannons. And he's this ominous character.
Oh, okay.
You eventually meet him during the show.
How hard is it to deal with the fact that you've already watched all these and then you have to pretend like you haven't?
Oh, it's not hard.
He does it with everything. He always knows all the spoilers before we go see it. So
He knows. Yeah, it's right. He knows all the spoilers, like of all the movies and everything. He probably already knows what's happening in Rise of the Skywalker.
I think we have a pretty solid understanding of what's happening in Rise of the Skywalker.
Do we?
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's spoilers.
Ray
I'm not
and
gonna say it.
Kylo are falling in love. And
I'm not
going to
say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
Is that what's happening?
I'm not going to say anything.
Did they get married in this episode or in another one?
Well, it's the last episode, so
yes.
So they get married and have 14 children in this episode.
And they name them all Jennifer.
I don't have that kind of...
I don't care about that. All right, so that was fuel for
we
the
didn't
fire.
rate it. You
I
gotta
know.
rate it.
I was rolling that up. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna give it.
I'm giving it an 8.
I give it a 9. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
I enjoyed it.
I have to give it a 7.4. It was solid, but there's better to come.
Oh, gosh.
I believe it. Especially if they get our boy Eugene writing the next episodes.
It's probably nothing but Eugene all the way down from here on out.
I can't even handle it. I can't handle the heat.
Do you think those first 2 writers got fired based on our feedback?
They didn't get fired. They almost certainly work because TV shows, the production cycle, like they almost certainly work on a couple, and then they work on a couple later in the season so that they're not in a constant rush to get everything done. So I'm sure those writers have more episodes coming up.
All right, 17, almost 18 minutes into the podcast. We haven't gotten to D23 yet.
Maybe we should talk about D23.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Let's do it. So there's a ton
What else
of
do we have
big
to do?
announcements. D23 is like the Disney convention.
It's every 2 years.
Is it
I've
every
never
2?
even heard of it until this year.
And you have to have a membership. Like you have
It's
to.
free. Membership is free.
No.
Yes.
No, it's $49.
No. Tickets cost money.
No.
D23 membership is free.
No. Hold on.
We're not. You can look it up. We'll keep talking. It's a convention. They do marketing things at this convention. They talk about all things Disney. The big push this year was Disney Plus, which is their streaming service coming out in November. So they covered all the new stuff they're making for that. Specifically for Star Wars, they showed a trailer for The Mandalorian.
Which we already saw the whole thing, right? Or was
No.
it a little different?
This was new, had completely new stuff in it. They
but
brought
it
out
was pieces of it we've already seen.
no, everything in this trailer was brand new.
No.
Yeah.
It was so similar to the one we saw.
I mean,
in
it had the same
Chicago.
characters, so you probably were confused.
No,
But
had,
everything about it was new.
It had one
Before-
of those people with a helmet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
No, it seemed very similar.
It wasn't. It was all new stuff. They introduced Gus Fring's character. Do you remember Gus Fring from Breaking Bad? This is our second Breaking Bad reference
It is.
of the episode. So,
Not a kid
Gus
show.
is in it?
yeah, he's the bad guy.
You
didn't-
like looked down. You were watching. She was watching her phone.
No, I just didn't
She was on her phone when we were watching
Hold
the
on.
Mandalorian trailer.
I need to read this story about dance moms while we're watching this
Lordy.
Mandalorian
There
trailer.
hasn't been Dance Mom news in years.
So yes, Gus Fring is the bad guy.
I saw the whole trailer. I just didn't realize that it was him.
Oh, that guy's face that is clearly recognizable as Gus Fring.
With a mustache.
Right.
Yes.
He had a mustache, so it threw him off. Threw her off.
And they also introduced so there was some pictures that got out that there was an IG droid, but they formally announced that it's IG-11 and it's played by Taika Waititi.
I heard there was. Is
What
it
does
really?
that
Yeah.
mean?
He's the one that was.
He directed Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, he
What We
was-
Do in the Shadows.
And he was the Korg in
Yeah, he's
Thor
Korg.
Ragnarok. The one that was really funny. The big rock monster.
Mm-hmm.
So IG-88 was a big, famous bounty hunter droid from the original trilogy.
So this is like a big guy.
It's like he looks like a stick robot with a trash can on his head, but it's a bounty hunter. And this is IG-11, so it's not IG-88. It's a different IG unit.
So it's the voice of the guy that was in
Korg.
Thor. Okay.
He's also the director of Thor Ragnarok, and he directed an episode of The Mandalorian too. So they introduced, they had all the people, all the cast come out on the stage and showed the trailer. It looks really nice. Looks really cool.
I am excited for that show. I think it looks really good.
I'm a D23 member now. It is free.
Huh, that's weird.
There's a gold membership.
Oh,
that does cost money.
man.
He's like obsessed with working his way up the tiers
the
of
Disney
any
tiers.
kind of membership he can get.
You know what? I am a little obsessed with IHG. I'm almost Platinum Elite.
Oh man, that means free upgrades.
I get free upgrades already, or I'm supposed to.
But the thing with the Holiday Inn is there's like one room that's not the same as
All
every
the
other
rooms.
room. There's not much room for an upgrade
You know what?
at a Holiday Inn Express.
Holiday Inn Express or Holiday Inn is the only place that I will go that I will actually act like a VIP. I'll go in and I'm like, excuse me, my room smells like fish. Everywhere else I have to make Jenny do it because I'm not mean enough. Anyway,
Sir, you didn't specify the non-fish room during your reservation.
They're like, no, that actually happened to us last month, and they were like, yeah, we knew there was a problem with that room. We'll move you. It's like they
Yeah,
were
and then
just hoping nobody would notice.
Yeah, there's people that won't complain. And so anyways, Tim's a D23 member now. He could have gone to the convention. Too bad.
well, now,
Where was
so
it?
for D23 members, you can get Disney Plus for like a fraction.
It's not it's you pay for 3 years up front
3 years up front.
for the rate of $3.98 a month instead of
Yeah, it's like
$6.99.
$4 a month.
Yeah. So if you think you need it for 3 years, then yeah, it's a savings.
Is it even going to exist in 3 years?
Yes.
You guys
Yes.
are positive.
I am
180%
absolutely
certain it'll be.
Disney Plus
So it's
is
$4 a month.
is
There's
like
a higher
printing money for
likelihood.
Disney
There's a higher likelihood that Netflix won't exist
in 3 years
than
than Disney Plus.
Disney
yeah.
Plus will not exist.
That's very true.
So they showed the trailer. Everyone's excited.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next day, they showed. They had a day that was devoted towards the parks, like a big thing about all the parks, and then a big thing about all their upcoming movies, where they showed additional footage from various movies, including a one Rise of Skywalker movie that they're making. So they showed some new stuff from that.
They did. I've seen a lot of memes on Reddit where they change the coloring of, like, they show Rey and she's got this crazy flip out lightsaber, like a switchblade that's a double bladed lightsaber, and she's all Sith looking.
Yeah.
And then people keep changing the coloration on it on Reddit. Have you seen
No, I haven't
those?
seen that.
It's on the Star Wars speculation
I don't do that sub.
Reddit. What sub do you do?
I only do Star Wars leaks.
Oh, okay.
I don't have time for all the other nonsense.
Oh, you only want the real
all
stuff.
the memes and the garbage.
It was hilarious. It was funny. Like they lightened it and then
Sure.
they darken it, and then another person
Because people are trying to, because they only had like 4 new scenes, everyone's trying to get every little minute detail out of it.
Well, it looked like it was. There was the scene where they were fighting. They were fighting on the hyper or the tractor beam generator
That's
that
from the
Obi-Wan
poster.
disabled.
That's from the poster.
Oh, okay.
The
I
scene
thought that was in the scene.
No, that looks like the surface of the Death Star.
And there's a turbo laser
Right.
battery in the background. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what do you think is up with her looking like that?
Well, let me start with you answering that question because I don't want to cede your response.
I don't know. Like, I mean, Tim's like, oh, it could be a force vision. It might not be real. She could be a clone.
But what do you think? Not what could it be. It could be a spin-off series where she teaches you how to bake cookies. What do you think it is?
I don't have a really strong opinion about what it is. I think maybe she did get tempted and she got
You don't have any crazy
corrupted,
theories?
and then Kylo has to change her back.
Change her back.
Has to coax her back.
The Disney
over to the
princess
light
has to
side.
get saved by the burly man.
Maybe.
I had to watch Wreck-It Ralph, or Ralph Breaks the Internet,
We watched that on
a
Christmas.
couple days ago.
the little girl's voice in that. I couldn't even stand watching it.
Lucy loves it.
Oh my god. That movie
So you don't
is
have an
so
opinion.
awful.
Your opinion is that it could be any of the possible things.
I
it
don't
could
have
be.
like a strong theory about it. No. I'm like, maybe she really is evil. I don't know. I'm not like.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that she turns to the dark side all in one movie. So I think it's either like a Force vision, kind of like the Vader cave or the Luke cave in the Dagobah, or I think it's like something to do with Palpatine. So either Palpatine made a bunch of clones and they popped out and they look like Rey, or like Palpatine bounces in between bodies and he bounced out of maybe that's what happened. Maybe Palpatine bounced out of Snoke's body when he got cut in half and he jumped into Rey, and that was the plan all along and why he let it happen.
Maybe. I'm going to refrain from commenting.
Oh, man.
I can't. If I say something, it'll clearly tell everyone that it's not the truth.
You mean like when you said that Finn was Lando and Leia's kid?
I mean, that was before anything was...
Oh, okay.
So you're saying
leaked.
you know exactly what's happening and you don't want to ruin it?
I'm saying there is information that is on the internet that a person could find that if it is believable would explain most of what your questions are about.
There you have it. Josh. Definitive.
No, is it believable or not is the question. But I'd rather err on the side of caution.
Because you don't want to spoil it for everyone.
Right.
Because you're a know-it-all.
If you want to come on the Discord and get spoiled, I'll
All right.
spoil everything.
All right. Star Wars, The Clone Wars. They talked about the new season of that's going to be on.
So that's
Disney
that's
Plus.
the only scene you remember from the D23 stuff? There was lots of cool stuff other than just the Rey.
The scene with the Star Destroyers.
There's tons
The
of
Star
Star
Destroyer
Destroyers that have like giant cannons on the bottom.
Holy
and red
cow.
stripes.
Yeah, it was amazing. I didn't notice the red stripes.
Yeah. That's because you're only looking at memes.
I am. I'm too busy. I didn't see a lightened up picture of the Star Destroyers.
And there was a whole rebel fleet with B wings and A wings and Y wings.
It looked pretty weak though.
But it had B wings and Y wings. It confirmed both are coming back.
Thank goodness.
Which we already sort of knew because the Lego sets for Triple Force Friday got leaked.
What? I
Yeah.
haven't seen those.
Well, I'm sorry you're out of the loop.
Oh my gosh.
And a Y wing is one of the sets. So we already knew the Y wings were coming back. Spoiler alert, those sets are all incredibly lame. I guess I should preface that with if you've purchased Lego sets in the last 3 to 5 years, because they're all remakes of existing Lego sets.
That does sound lame.
It's a new Kylo Ren shuttle. That's just, they made it the right way.
Oh, I did see that.
Instead of it having the wings being fixed, they actually bend the way they should.
Yeah.
There's a new Millennium Falcon.
Another Millennium Falcon?
Yeah. An A-wing, a Y-wing, an AT-ST from the Mandalorian, and there was one other set, like a battle pack or something. That's lame.
I need an AT-AT.
They don't have that.
I know, but I need one.
Well, send them a letter. So all the sets are kind of lame that are coming out for Triple Force Friday, unfortunately.
Well, what am I going to buy then?
I don't know. Something from the Mandalorian.
Save up your money for your 3-year membership to
Disney Plus.
To Disney Plus. No, I have to do it before Monday.
What?
Oh, man.
By
the
Monday?
pressure.
Yeah.
by Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do it by Labor Day, it's no deal.
Yeah, you don't get
And you
the-
have to pay
you
the
don't get
normal
good deal.
$6.99 a month,
my
like
God.
plebs.
Well,
What other perks are there to doing this?
None. You get Disney Plus for 3 years at $4 a month instead of $7. That's the perk.
I think, well, we'll do the annual one anyway because you get a discount
How much?
on that too.
I
don't
think it's
remember.
like $6 a month instead of $7.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Well, they also, what were the other cool scenes? I don't remember.
There was a scene where we'd always seen Rey and Finn and Poe
I
in the
remember.
desert, like with the camera looking at them, looking out into the distance at something. Well, we finally got to see the camera turn around and what they see, and it's this giant bazaar.
Yeah, it was tense and stuff.
Yeah.
And then C-3PO has red eyes.
He's got red eyes for some reason. I can tell you the reason, but I'm not going to.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
They also, so not in that section of video that they had, but in actually the Disney Plus thing, they showed a couple pictures, like some additional nuggets. I don't know if you saw it, but
some juicy nugs.
there is a picture, not even a picture, a little tiny scene of a bunch of people like climbing all over / fixing / stripping down Corellian Corvette.
Yeah.
And then in that shot of the Rebel fleet, there's a Corellian Corvette. So there's something going on with the Corellian Corvette that they're either salvaging or fixing or something.
That's exciting.
I'm not going to...
Oh, you know the answer to that too.
Well, no, I may have brought it up because it's specific correlation to the previous conversation that we just had. Do you remember anything about a Corellian Corvette and C-3PO? That's weird. I'm just going to assume you don't know, so I'm not going to say
I
it.
don't know what you're doing.
We're talking about the genre of film, sci-fi, specifically about Star Wars.
I mean, Tim's face was so weird. I don't know what he's like trying to emote. Do you know something you don't want to know? Are you like
Have you ever
trying to
seen
figure it out?
the major motion picture Star Wars?
I believe so.
Okay. So there's a character in that film named C-3PO.
Mm-hmm.
You may have seen him before.
Human
Yeah.
cyborg relations.
He
Protocol droid.
who was he made by?
I don't know. Oh, who was he made by? You mean
Who's
in
the
the
maker?
movie?
Yeah, in the thing we talk
Anakin.
about all the time.
Anakin.
Yes. And then what happened at the end of Revenge of the Sith?
I have no idea.
I know, because you've never seen the movie.
I don't.
And that's why she doesn't get all the high ground memes.
No, you don't get any of the cool memes.
What happened at the end of Revenge of the Sith?
Well, C-3PO had his memory wiped on a Corellian Corvette.
Oh my goodness. You think there's a backup? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not going to say anything else.
Wow.
I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink.
The Mandalorian looked hardcore.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Like,
a little more intense.
It looked
than,
tough. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching, like, a Triple X movie or something. I mean,
Triple
not,
X.
He means like the Vin Diesel movie.
Gosh. Jeez Louise.
I didn't pick that part up.
Okay.
Well, that's because our minds aren't in the gutter constantly.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay. That's pretty universal what that means in regards to
yeah.
movies.
It's a Vin Diesel
Yeah, it's a
movie.
Vin Diesel movie.
That's an action movie.
Right.
Okay.
And then Ice Cube was in it later.
Oh man. It was the Fast and the Furious before the Fast and the Furious. Like it was his trial run at that archetype.
Well, he was...
Pitch Black was his
Pitch
first
Black.
movie.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Clone Wars, they talked about the new season of that. It's going to be on D20 or on Disney Plus.
Yep.
And then set the internet aflame. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, you didn't talk about the cool thing they showed from Clone Wars.
That's because I didn't actually watch it. I just knew that they talked about it.
They showed a picture of Ahsoka and Maul fighting.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm looking right at it. Anyway, Obi-Wan, he's getting his own series.
His own live action TV series.
It's
That'll be on
With you
Disney
and McGregor.
Plus
It's only going to be one season, they said.
of like 8 episodes.
Yeah, scripts have been written. Ewan McGregor signed on. It takes place 8 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith.
That movie you need to watch sometime.
And then you'll get the high ground memes. And then we'll watch Attack of the Clones so you can get the hello there memes.
All right.
Good.
Sounds good. Didn't you say that they would never make anything about what happened to him on Tatooine?
I don't know.
You
I said
have
I'm not
that.
interested in it.
I know, but you said there's never going to do it.
I guarantee I said it was a stupid idea.
He did say it was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
He thinks it's stupid.
I continue to think it's a stupid idea.
So you don't want to watch it?
I will watch it. I can think it's a stupid idea and watch it. They can prove me wrong.
Okay.
I'm hyped.
Do you think they're going to prove you wrong?
No, I don't. I think it'll
We
be...
should start a vote. Like, who thinks they're going to prove Josh wrong?
You should do that. Why don't you start a vote? Do some
Go to vote.com.
do some producing on the podcast instead of just
Write a
synopsises.
survey.
But yeah, that was their big tease.
Well, everybody
Everybody knew
already,
except for it hadn't been formally said.
Well, it's been super rumored for a really long time, and I think Reddit itself sort of willed it into existence.
So what's funny is Ray Park posted some cryptic tweets like the day before about how there was going to be some sweet new Maul news, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're not going to announce the Obi-Wan series; they're going to announce a Maul series."
That'd be cool.
And it was all just for that one picture. Like he was so hyped about that one picture
where he got to voice a cartoon.
Yeah.
They didn't do too much, but we know there's a Cassian Andor series on Disney Plus coming too.
Yeah.
And Alan Tudyk is going to be in it too, so we'll get more K2SO
Yeah.
before they die. That was D23 news.
It's a lot of news.
It was. I'm all aboard the hype train.
So now we've got to wait until October.
So what all do we know is going to be on Disney Plus? The Ewan McGregor show.
So
Mandalorian.
let's start with what you're going to see this year. That's The Mandalorian. And then the Clone Wars started in like January or February.
Oh, wait. So the Obi-Wan Kenobi one doesn't start this
they're not
year?
even, they're in pre-production.
Oh.
It won't be until the end of next year or the year after.
So
February
really just,
20th is when Clone Wars debuts.
Right.
And they did talk about how D23 is going to be, or Disney Plus. I keep doing that. Disney Plus is going to be episodic. So they're going to do like the HBO model where they release an episode and then you have to wait a week before you get the next one.
So it'll be Mandalorian, then the Clone Wars, and then
So
there's...
it's like going to be one show at a time? Like one Star Wars thing out at once?
I think that's probably what they're going to go for.
I mean, they're not going to release two on top of each other to compete with each other. They want people hype-focused.
They want people to stay subscribed every month.
And then be like, oh, for only $6 more, I can get Hulu and ESPN Plus too. Why wouldn't I do that?
And then,
I guess if I'm doing these, I don't need Netflix anymore. I'll just drop Netflix.
that's the plan.
And then besides the Star Wars shows, you get like every Disney movie ever?
Not yet. So all the streaming rights for all those different movies are scattered across the internet because nobody knew.
Nobody planned ahead.
Yeah.
Right. So Netflix has a lot of them, and they end sometime in 2020.
Yeah. So a ton of those are going to come over, but then like new releases and stuff will go
straight to
Disney Plus. So
So when they keep redoing all of the cartoons into movies.
There's also, they announced a ton of Marvel series.
What happened with
they did.
Spider-Man?
So Spider-Man long ago was Sony acquired the film rights to Spider-Man.
Because Disney was suing Marvel and Marvel was going bankrupt. So they were like, oh no.
And Sony got it for next to nothing.
Yeah, they got it for nothing.
And so then the whole deal is Sony retains the rights until the end of time.
As long as they keep making a movie every 3 years or some time period.
In the Spider there's like a list of like 1,200 or 2,000 characters that Sony owns the rights to. As long as they make a movie that includes some of those characters, they maintain that license. Then Disney bought Marvel a number of years later. And
then they bought...
There was this, period of time where Marvel's like, hey, we really want Spider-Man to be in the comic universe, the Marvel comic, cinema universe. And so they kind of got along, and now they agreed to like a 3 or 4 picture deal, and now it's over. That was Far From Home was the last one where they had this agreement, and so they were trying to renegotiate future movies, and Sony and Disney were miles apart.
Because Marvel wanted half.
Half of the revenue from
Yeah.
the films, where right now they get none. They
No,
only
they-
get
they-
the
They got a percentage of the net profit or something.
but it was like 2%. It's like none.
Yeah, it was super low.
They owned the licensing for all the toys and stuff. All the merchandising rights Marvel still had. But they wanted 50% of the movie rights. And Sony's like, this is the only film we make that makes any money.
That anybody wants to watch.
So we can't give up our golden
We
goose.
could make a Hancock sequel.
Right. So they're split. And so with no agreement, that means Spider-Man's out of the Marvel movie universe. He'll be on his own again. And they're making another Venom movie, and
Yeah, until or Disney decides to buy Sony too.
What
Sony
has
Pictures.
Sony been making? What do they?
They make all kinds of movies. They did the Men in Black movies, didn't
Yeah.
they? Pretty sure.
Um,
A lot of,
that might be Warner Brothers. But
I'm pretty sure it's Sony.
they make movies.
so, I mean, they're not going to try to renegotiate later and get him back.
I think Disney's pretty clear on what they want. Sony's pretty clear on what they want. They're not the same thing. So unless they make a bunch of movies and lose a bunch of money, I don't see anything changing.
Jumanji, Spider-Man's, Skyfall, Men in Black,
Oh yeah, they have James Bond.
Mm.
Ghostbusters, Hancock,
That big
Da
Hancock
Vinci
suit.
Code,
Yeah.
Venom, Terminator 2.
Yeah, they used to have James Cameron.
Oh,
They don't anymore.
no, they don't. 22 Jump Street,
Okay, you can stop.
You got us on a very big tangent here.
Karate Kid.
All for your Disney Plus stuff.
Well,
Okay.
it's relevant.
Sure. So
Okay.
anyways, there'll be lots of shows that'll come out.
Tootsie was a Sony movie.
They'll have movies that come out. It'll all be on Disney Plus. And they have the backlog of all the Fox TV shows, and
Simpsons. Every Simpsons episode ever is going to be on Disney Plus right out of the gate.
all the
How-
old Disney TV shows.
How hype is that?
They're
That's
gonna have a lot of
cool.
stuff.
Yeah, they really are.
And if you have kids, it's a no-brainer. It'll be better than Netflix.
Way
It'll
better.
cost less.
Yeah. Because, like, almost everything on there, you could let them, any of them watch. Because that's the content Disney puts out.
They're just making their grip firmer.
Are you-
Taking all of my money.
Yeah. What if Disney bought Lego?
That would be bad.
That would be.
They would charge even more overpriced. Did I-
Have you seen those the hidden figures sets or whatever they are?
No. I have no idea what you're talking about.
The ones where they're like ghosts and you use an app to like look at their stuff?
No.
You should look at them.
Yeah.
It's like this, they're creating like this new universe where there's like these ghost hunters
Yeah.
and they have tons of different scenes. They've got stuff on a bus and there's like a big school.
And it's AR.
It is.
Yeah.
It's AR, but then it's like also really, the sets are really interactive. Like they sort of transform almost. So the AR like changes based on what pieces you have pulled out,
Yeah.
and you like catch ghosts and stuff with your ghost hunter minifigures and stuff. It looks super cool.
Yeah.
I wish Max was a little older. so
Well,
that I could
by the
talk to
time
him
he's
into-
older, you can buy all those sets 50% off and you'll have a stockpile of them.
No way. By the time he's older, they'll be like $400 because
That's why you buy them now when they're 50% off and you stockpile them.
Yeah, I know. I've got a plan. Don't worry.
I'm sure you do.
All right. I think that we're 45 minutes. I think that's it, right?
I can't think of any other big Star Wars news.
All right. Well, that's that then.
Yeah. There's lots of comic news. Like they're restarting the Star Wars comic because they got to, like, the last comic was like right before Empire Strikes Back starts. So they're going to restart and call it, it'll still be the Star Wars main series, but I think it'll have like an extra name.
I hadn't heard much comic news. That's like my department. I'm supposed to know that stuff, but I did know they were making a Galaxy's Edge comic.
I think it's already like the first one or two are
Yeah, the
out.
first couple are out.
Yeah, there's a comic for the new game. There's a comic, some more Journey to Rise of Skywalker stuff. But the big news I saw was that they were restarting the main Star Wars comic.
Well, that's a cash
We've talked
grab,
about
right?
that before.
You start over at number 1 and everybody's like, ugh.
But it's at this point, it's actually like a natural. It makes sense somewhat because they've butted up with the movie. So now the next run will be between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. I'm good with that. I started to think, like, in order, because there's so much content now. Because when we first started the podcast, it
was only the comics.
Yeah, it was only
Right.
the comics.
And
then
a book every 6 months.
Yeah, so it was easy to keep up on everything. But now there's tons of stuff. We're going to have all this new stuff with Disney Plus. Everybody's super busy. I kind of think, like, I should just start reading the comics or the books. And then when one of us does one of those things, we have the normal thing we talk about.
I've
and then
already
we come
talked
in.
that we should do book reports.
All right, it's done. It's happening. It's over. It's happening.
You just got to plan who's doing what.
We don't even have to plan it. We just do it, right?
Well, I'd say you focus. Like you say, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say, I'm going to read this book. And then...
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to box anybody into anything. Like, if you want to read...
He doesn't want to be boxed in.
Yeah, if you want to read Poe Volume 2 and talk about it, go ahead, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to read any comic books.
I do.
Right.
So I'll do all the comics.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, deal. Sold.
So you'll have your list of things. I'll have my list of things, and then Jen just shows up every now and then.
I was like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
What's Disney Plus?
I know what Disney Plus is. I did not act confused about Disney Plus.
What's D23? Before we started the episode,
I
Josh is like, did you
heard-
watch the new D23 footage? And she's like, what are you talking about? I have no
No.
idea what you're talking about.
He said, did you
3
watch
nights
the
ago.
D23 video?
3 nights
video.
ago.
That's what he said.
3 nights ago, we watched
Was it a video?
all the trailers
that was a
that
show
came out of
D23?
D23, and she
I said, I watched
completely
the
oblivious.
trailer.
Had no idea what Josh was talking about.
I said, I watched the new trailer, and he said, it's not a trailer.
It's not a
There's
trailer.
a D23 video. And I was like, I thought he meant like
The trailer will come out
a
in
video
October.
of like actually at D23, like something that happened there or something.
Yeah, it was a bunch of hooligans stealing a shopping cart filled with little Disney figurines.
I'm sad I missed that video.
Yeah.
I wish I could get my hands on that videotape.
Yeah.
Ooh, hot take off brick set. There's a Star Wars. Lego is teasing on Twitter a new Lego Star Wars set announcement on September 5th.
There was that. I remember what the other set was. It's a Yoda, a giant Yoda.
Oh, we
yeah,
saw
I
that
saw
somewhere.
thing.
Yeah, lame.
Was it a big Yoda we saw? Or we saw a big pork.
The big pork's been out for a
Yeah,
year.
I know. But we were like, it was on sale recently, and we were like, what would you do with that? Like it's
The same
just a
thing you do with any
huge-
of the busts. What do you do with your BB-8?
Sit it on a dresser.
Yeah, and look at it. That's what they do. They make those sets that aren't really playable.
Which is kind of anti-Lego. Like, it's not part of their
Right.
core values.
Yep.
It's weird. That made me think of something else. It made me think about Plex. For whatever reason.
That's random.
So you turn me on to Plex.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm glad.
It's so great. I have it installed on a NAS server, and it's like recording live TV.
Yeah.
I'm recording CSI.
It's not CSI.
What is it? SVU?
Law and Order SVU.
It's Law and Order SVU for my
Right.
wife. And so she can watch those stupid shows she watches when we go to hotel rooms without the commercials, and I
Yeah.
don't have to like listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I told
It's
you.
mindless, mind-numbing crap. But yeah, it's super. Yeah, I really like it. I really like it.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
When is the next never mind.
What?
I was gonna ask about Rick and Morty.
Oh, it starts in a couple months. I want to say.
That's what
I saw some kind of season 4.
Yeah, they had
News
like a
today.
little 5-second blurb.
I'm so hyped. Oh, at the Washington Library, they have a ton of Rick and Morty comics. And I guess the
That's
comics are
very
actually,
weird.
they're canon. They're like the trade paperbacks or whatever.
Still, it's weird that would be at a library.
They have a ton, we started going to the library, like last week I took Max.
He
It's like his
checked out a
favorite
whole
place.
bunch of DVDs.
Yeah, well, they've
We
got a
don't
lot of
have a
DVDs at the
we
kids
don't have
section.
a DVD player.
Yeah,
He
well,
made us get rid of our DVD player and our Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
He is taking those DVDs
You can-
to get on his Plex server.
Yeah.
Hey.
You can.
We don't need to announce that.
Yeah. I'm sure it's illegal. The feds are going to be at the door tomorrow.
Oh,
Thanks a lot.
God.
I'm editing this out.
You can at our library, you can just stream a lot of those movies. There's a whole thing you log into a web portal, and you can rent the movies.
Oh, I didn't
You
know
just
that.
stream them.
I mean, I know about their web portal, but I didn't know you can stream movies.
I've been using Libby.
I can't remember if that's what it is.
It's
but-
like, well, there's Overdrive, and then like Overdrive made Libby, which is like books and podcasts, or not podcasts, books and audiobooks.
yeah.
It was actually like a really cool interface. It's sort of like Google Assistant. It like asks you questions to set stuff up, kind of like a chat sort of. It actually was kind of neat. I really liked it. But the interface actually, it has CarPlay, a CarPlay app too, which really
Yeah.
surprised me. But it stinks. It's a bad app.
Wait,
That's too bad.
you said you were obsessed with it like 2 days ago.
I'm obsessed with the fact that I can get tons of free content when I've been so obsessed with spending money on content, and I'm trying to
You
wean
said that
myself
the
off
app
of
was
that
so
and be a
good.
poor person.
What's wrong with the app now?
I have to unlock my iPhone. Like, I can't just plug it in and then go into the Libby app on CarPlay and hit it and hit play. I have to like unlock my phone and open the Libby app, and then the CarPlay part actually sees the book that I'm listening to.
Pretty lame.
Yeah. And I don't have Star Wars books on there. But they do have the Star Wars like paper books. So Master and Apprentice was there. I almost got it
Yeah.
so that I could read it, but I have the audiobook, so I'll just read it. All right, that's enough.
Put a fork in us.
Put a fork in all of us. Thanks for podcasting. We're everywhere on the internet. StarWarsNerdsUnite.com. Rate us, review us, iTunes.
Jesus said he's going to write a super long letter about
Oh,
the-
wait, you didn't read the
the
letter.
12 sec. We ran out of time.
Oh.
Too many tangents. He's going to write a super long letter about the D23 footage.
Oh, I thought he was going to write a super long letter about how happy he is that we're back.
They may include that too.
Oh, he got a new tattoo.
Okay.
He did. It was super cool. It was that scene, the trippy scene. What was the droid's name when he was floating in Star Wars
Oh, that's
Rebels?
been a while ago. He's on the
I don't remember the name of the droid.
he's floating
I wanna
in
say
space on
L7 or
Rebels
something.
and like the whales are around
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
the Purgils.
Hmm.
Yeah, he got a tattoo of that.
I thought that was a joke at first. When
I
I
did
saw
too,
it,
I
I
did
was
too.
like, hi, there's no way he got
I was
that.
like, that's so
and then I was
obscure.
like, he got a Rebels tattoo. Like, he actually has
Yeah.
that.
Well, next time we go to a convention, he and I are getting Star Wars Nerds Unite
You
tattoos.
said that
Yeah,
2
okay.
conventions ago.
You're never going to see him at a convention again.
Oh, that's not true.
Unless it's in Peoria.
That's not true.
He's seen him at 2 different ones already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Florida,
I will see
Chicago.
Jesus. We're lifelong friends with Jesus now.
but that can be true, and also never see him at a convention again.
Fine. Well, we'll just go to Dallas. We'll go to Texas and get some tats. We can all go.
I won't be going to Texas to get tats. Sorry.
All right. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Did you hear that? We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView Network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at BenViewNetwork.com.